You know, I don't usually make an entire video, whether it's short or long, about these libtards. All right, I might do a fast read headline. Maybe talk about it for a minute or two, couple minutes, and then move on to the big heart of the matter. Right, the big topic of the video. But I did scour the latest headlines, and quite frankly, I mean, it's just stock up. Bird flu's a hoax. They're still beating that drum in the background. Just get yourself stocked up if you haven't already done so. Okay, saw Tony Todd in the comment section last night. I saw Fix the World 777. Good to see you guys. But I'm gonna do a short video. I want to talk about this libtard. All right, the left wing of the same bird. This POS, this bitch right here. All right, because this seems to be a recurrent theme with these liberals. The left side of the same bird. These libtards, these fake news watchers, these commies is what they are. Brainwashed commies. Shaved heads, Kool-Aid in the hair, ring in the nose, ugly, worm-like, looks like a worm dangling from a hook or something. This ugly thing right here. Deranged mental cases, depraved. So we're going to focus today, or tonight, or however you want to phrase it, on this bitch right here, this commie that needs to be arrested. Her name is Joanna Saint, St. Germain, like it sounds, Germain. And this piece of crap right here, this is from the party of love, right? Inclusivity, love trumps hate. Notice I use that word Trump in there. They have Trump derangement syndrome. Don't get triggered, bitch. I'm covering this. It has to be covered. They have TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, right? They watch fake news. They run on emotion. They lack logic, and they're dangerous. They say, "Well, you're a patriot. Just want to be left alone, and your country to be run right, and the borders sealed up, and left the fact alone. You want your country to be run right, right?" They said, "You're the Hitler. Don't get triggered." That's what they say. You're the fascist. You're the dictator. Meanwhile, it's them. It's always them projecting what they are onto the Christian, the patriot, anyone that disagrees with their satanic narrative, their satanic mindset, because that's what they are. They're satanic. Look at the crazy eyes. Look at the cuckoo eyes. This bitch is a teacher. Look at the crazy, almost reptilian, like, look at this. Shaved head, looking like a dude. Trying to copy Sinead O'Connor. This piece of crap is a Waterville senior high school teacher. Let me explain what she said. This bitch, in a post that went viral, this moron didn't think it would go viral. Why? Because she's a friggin' liberal, and liberals are retarded. When you call on the military or Secret Service to kill the president, no matter who it is, and his supporters, that's going to go viral. In Houston, we have a problem. Because this is the recurrent theme with these libtards. They're constantly calling for the assassination of Trump. Okay? Let's calm down in the comment section. I got to cover this. And they're also constantly calling for the demise of anyone that disagrees with them, namely conservatives, patriots. Okay? Do you like your country? Do you love your country? She has a problem with you. These libtards have a problem with you. Do you like your border sealed up? Would you like to see all these illegals deported? Justice being served? Would you like all these pedophiles to be gone and all these sick, satanic libtards? Would you like to be left the fact alone? Would you like your country to be ran right correctly? Meaning not ran into the ground, not being invaded, allowed to be invaded. Do you love your country? Well, they hate you. They might say they don't, but they do. Because they'll say they do, and then they'll take it back. They'll delete their post. This piece of crap, Joanna, Joanna, and I looked her up, and she's on Fascist Book, and she's still, well, as of late April, saying she's not scared. She's not scared of the Secret Service. She's not scared of being in trouble. She stands her ground, she says, in her post. She stands her ground. This sick, wicked. Would you want your children to be in a classroom or anywhere near this bitch? No. She's deranged. And they all are deranged. Because they either are silently, if you're a liberal, you might not be saying this stuff, but you're not talking out against it. Which means you agree with what these libtards are saying. You just won't give your here, right? Right? I don't see any liberals calling this shit out. Which means they agree with it. I see conservatives or patriots, regular people. People that are not deranged, okay? People that are not sick. People that are not immoral. So regular people that actually don't like this type of talk, don't like the violent rhetoric that these bitches are constantly exuding, yet they say you're the one that does it. We're calling it out. It's people like you, it's people like me. We're calling it out. I don't see anybody on these libtarded side calling her out and saying, hey, look, you got to stop saying it. No, none of them are saying it. None of them. They're all agreeing with her. You know, like you turn on The View, which nobody does, but I'm saying if you did, they would be agreeing with her. In a roundabout way. They would be agreeing with her. No one on their side's calling her out or calling idiots like her out for saying, hey, you need to get rid of the president. You need to put him to sleep permanently. They're not calling that out. It's people like me. It's people like, I can name people. I'm not going to. We'll say the Hodge twins might talk about this. ABL, Salty Cracker, Candace Owens. I mean, you're going to get people that just look at this and say, listen, this is not good. This has got to stop. These people need to be held accountable. You're calling for the demise of the president. Doesn't matter who it is. You can't go around saying shit like that. Okay? This bitch right here needs to be arrested. In a post that she pinned to her Facebook account. And I looked it up and it's still there. This POS says the Secret Service has the perfect opportunity, if they choose to step up and take it. You are the ones with power. Coordinate, this bitch says. Coordinate. Take out every single person who supports Trump's illegal, immoral, unconditional acts. Take out every single person who supports Trump's illegal, immoral, unconstitutional acts. Doesn't bother listening to them because you can't. But what I'm saying is, she's calling for the murder of Trump supporters. She's calling for the murder of the president. And she's not the first libtard to do this, but they need to be arrested. You couldn't say that. You behind, keyboard warrior, if you're out there, you couldn't say that. Trolls. You couldn't say, well, maybe the trolls could get away with it, but you guys, like my subscribers, normal people could not get away with that. You could not. There's no way. But yet this bitch so far says, beating her chest. She doesn't have any breasts. She's probably a fucking dude pretending to be a woman that looks like a dude. At any rate, saying, I'm not scared. This is what she says on her Facebook. She's not scared. She's not worried about this. She's not worried. It's because these evil libtards have been emboldened. They've been saying this stuff for the longest time and getting away with it. Kathy Griffin holding the Trump head in effigy. Remember that? Remember that? The list goes on and on. I could talk about the Manhattan ice skating play where they showed Trump getting assassinated. I could. How about Snoop Doggy Dogg doing his video with Trump getting assassinated? This is their common theme: the party of love, right? The party of inclusivity. This is what they've been talking about. No, they're the party of violence. They're the cult of death, is what they are. They're sick. They're deranged. But this is what they talk about. Okay, this is what they push for. They need to be arrested. Because you're trying to incite violence. You're threatening not only... I know there's people who get triggered when I say this. Trump supporters, patriots, but also the president. You can't do that. And they should not be getting away with it. Constantly getting away with it. They're constantly... Listen to this. She says, look at the sycophants and give them what they're asking for. Every other country sees what's happening, and they are taking stands. If you step up, she's talking to the Secret Service and military. She's saying if you step up, we can avoid a civil war. And this was reported by the Maine Wire. Maine, as in the state, Wire. It's a publication. All right? The Maine Wire. This is her post. This is this bitch's post. But the Maine Wire on X included this post in their post. Waterville teacher calls for Trump supporters to be assassinated. Quote, she says, if I had the skill set required, I would take them out myself. So that sounds like a threat. Because for all we know, you might have some kind of means of attempting to kill people. And you might just be saying you don't have the skill set, but you might have some kind of, or you might attempt it anyway. We don't know. The fact that you're talking violence, the fact that you're talking murder, you need to be investigated, you need to be fired, and you need to be sent to, well, I hear Alcatraz might be getting open, I don't know. But you need to be sent to jail, prison. No one else could say this. You are inciting violence against the President of the United States. Regardless if you think presidents are elected or selected, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And fake news needs to be held accountable too, because they're constantly lying. They're lying about Christians. They're lying about patriots. All they do is lie. And then you got idiots like this that watch it. Never do their homework. Never do... No. Due diligence, is that the right word? Never. What they do is they run on emotion. They run on immorality. They run on hate. They run on violence, and they run on death. They're always pushing for that. Constantly. That's all they talk about. This is the party that... Hell. Killing babies. You've heard them say it. Yeah, I'll have sex, get pregnant, and have an abortion, and I'll go get pregnant again, have another abortion. And they'll smile saying it. You've seen the videos. Don't tell me you didn't. I know you did. And if you didn't, then you're living under a rock. So, where does the law go from here? This is what she wrote in full. Quote, Secret Service, you are Americans. My beloved military, you are Americans. We, the people, are counting on you. If I had the skill set required, I would take them out myself. This is what she says. I'm making this post public for a reason, she says. I promise you. Promise? Seriously? Don't waste time wondering if I'm okay. I'm not. She actually says she actually says in a public post, don't waste time wondering if I'm okay, because I'm not. That's what she said. Okay, so she's saying this public to the Secret Service and military and everyone else. Don't wonder if I'm okay, because I'm not. It's very evident. You're calling for the death of 90 million people plus the president. We know you're not okay. Then she goes on to say, or it goes on to say to the Secret Service in her post and the military, if you're okay, you're lying to yourself. She's talking to them. Well, if you think you're okay, you're lying to yourself. This person is deranged and needs to be in jail. No, she's proud of what she did. She's still continuing, as of late April, on her account, proud of what she did. Or what she said. The Maine Wire said in an X post, Joanna has now posted an apology after this went viral. This is what she said in her fake apology. My friends, I am so sorry that you took that post to mean that all Republicans should die. That's what she said, bitch. I have no beef with Republicans. Yes, you do. I have no beef with MAGA. Yes, you do. I meant that those in the room with Trump who are permitting and approving his egregious actions need to be held accountable. I've been teaching history for so long, and it's very difficult to watch things repeat in rhymes. This person's a sick bastard. This idiot then goes on to say the oh-so-inclusive libtard thing that they always say, that they're the party of love and inclusivity. She says, I love each and every one of you and understand why you're angry with me. I love your children. I love the disabled. I love the queer community. I love black and brown people. Did you say you love white people, bitch? No, you did not. Because you're always putting down white people, even though most of you are white. Idiots. I love autistic people, she says. My love holds no quarter for people in power actively harming those I love. It's funny, you didn't have a problem with Biden. Did you, idiot? With the open borders and the gangs that were coming in here, and they were killing people and raping women and children and human trafficking that Biden allowed in the Kami Allah, the fake borders are. You liked that, didn't you? You turned a blind eye to that. Or you watched fake news and you didn't even know that was going on and never did your homework to find out what was really going on. That's on you. You idiot. But the fact of the matter is, you belong in jail, to say the least. To say the least. You damn sure don't belong teaching. You don't belong on the internet. You belong investigated. We don't know what you have. We don't know who you connected with as far as this fantasy of deleting the president and his followers. Or anybody that works with the president. Still, you're threatening, you're calling for the demise of anyone that's surrounded by the president himself, but you were also calling demise of patriots, supporters, Trump supporters, whatever you want to call them, people. And then you're going to walk into a classroom the next day and teach or indoctrinate? Listen to this. The principal of Waterville Senior High School was contacted by wire, but did not respond by the time of this report. The Secret Service told News Center, Maine, that it is aware of the incident. The U.S. Secret Service is aware of the post made by Miss St. Jane, and as of a matter of practice, we do not comment on matters involving protective intelligence. Waterville Police Chief William Bonney also confirmed his awareness of St. Germain's threatening posts and said the Waterville PD is working closely with federal agencies. He told the news center, "We are collaborating with federal law enforcement and school administration to ensure the safety of everyone." I don't know how that's going to wash out, but you have people in the comment section saying, "So is this freak still not arrested?" That's what one person said a few hours ago. Then another person said, "They need to get the sociopath away from all children pronto. Who wants murderers and serial killer candidates teaching their children?" Yeah, they need to get her away from the children, but they also need to put her in jail. Here's what another person said. "Wow, I can't believe anyone is putting this kind of person in charge of educating our kids. This shows how hard up the left really is. Its remarks show its lack of thinking and emotional imbalance. Like many on the left, it doesn't need support. It needs to go to jail for its threats to the president." Yeah. Again, someone else said lock her up. And what I just read, the person commented, "Wow, I can't believe anyone is putting this kind of person in charge of educating our kids. This shows how hard up the left really is. Its remarks show its lack of thinking and emotional imbalance, like many on the left. It doesn't need support. It needs to go to jail for threatening the president." Not just the president, though. The problem is they haven't been locked up. They keep doing this shit and there's no repercussions. All we get is stuff like you just heard. "Oh, we're working with other agencies and we don't comment on things like this as we are investigating or whatever." Is anything going to happen after that? Or is this like a congressional hearing? Big dog and pony show. Nothing comes out of it. Listen to this. Someone else said lock her up, but most importantly, get this screwball out of the school system. I think both things are important. Get this bitch out of the school system and lock her up. Here's another thing she said. Another person said, "Wait, why isn't this teacher, in quotes, fired, arrested, and prosecuted for her threats to the president and others in the cabinet? Isn't this a federal offense to make death threats?" Last I checked out, that's what I heard. Where out in the street it's a threat to make. You can't even as a regular average Joe civilian go and threaten someone. They could literally get you call up the popos and say you threaten or something like that. I talked to a cop, someone I know. He said, we talked about even a battery, a simple battery. I said, what if you... I said, people, it seems like... I said, I watch a lot of these cop shows on YouTube, and it seems like that, someone will say, yeah, he touched me. Like, what do you do? Tap him on the shoulder, and the cop goes and arrests the person that touched this other person. Meanwhile, it was like nothing. It was like, hey, tap on the shoulder or something, and they call that simple battery. I said, it's getting to the point where I didn't want to be around people. He goes, yeah, well, they can say that's battery just if you touch someone. I said, this is ridiculous. So I said, so I'm saying if you could get in trouble or close to trouble because someone said you touched them, how much more trouble can you get for this bitch saying what she said against the president and his cabinet and his people that voted for him? Don't get triggered. I'm just posing a question. How could Kathy Grapefruit, even Madonna? Yes, I dreamt about blowing up the. I know she allegedly got a visit by the SS Secret Service, but I don't think. Who knows if she did? Thing is, they still get to be free. But the average Joe, I don't think so. Well, this is an average Joe. This is actually a demon who is calling for the death of the president and his followers, and even let's throw in whoever works with him, and is defiant, openly online defiant. Needs to be arrested. They all do that keep doing this. These libtards need to be. These wicked POS's baby killers need to be. Well, they're going to be deported. Don't worry. They'll get deported when they take their last breath on terra firma. You know where they're going. Going down. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a special place in hell for these commie, violent, evil libtards. That's what I got for you. Don't be a troll out there.